Well, there it is, my first time looking at the old Tatra 603 that we're about to purchase and drive all the way to California. And I can tell you this right now, it's going to be an adventure because this car is beautiful, but at 45 years old, it's got issues. And that's going to make it quite an epic adventure getting it from here, just outside of Prague, all the way to Monterey. So let's take it for a ride and see what exactly we're up against. And that is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. Okay, so my first time behind the wheel of the Tatra 603, and Mr. Bushek next to me told me that I should not lean back too hard because the seat can fall and I'd make a pretty funny video. So I will not lean back. It's got 37,389 kilometers. Nobody knows how much it really has. What do I have to do? Co musím udělat, pane Bushek?
No tak bych se nastartoval.
OK, musím něco zmačkat, jenom to začít, jo?
No.
OK.
No, brzdám. No, vyřadíme.
OK, turn off the parking brake.
No, a jedničku.
Down. There we go. Okay, now we have it. You can hear it click in. It's a big, heavy car. I feel like I'm piloting the Queen Mary. But is it so dobrý? How are the brakes?
So dobrý, no.
Yeah? The brakes are good. It doesn't have power boosted steering, so it's pretty raw.
Spojka, dolů.
Ano, a pak dolů?
Dolů lehce, no.
Like that?
Tak možná, no.
Maybe that. Yes, I got the second. It's quite the experience. The speedometer works. Všechno tady pracuje, everything works?
Jo.
Jo? Světla?
Jo, světla jsou tady.
Yeah, those are the lights, okay, just turn the lights on. A tohle je co?
To jsou různý ty větráčky k tomu bufíku, myslím, no.
Different,
ne, vlastně bufík je tady, je třeba osvětlení vevnitř.
Interior lights, yeah, and then these are different controls. Trojka? This is a tricky one. Takhle?
Takhle.
That's 3, okay. You know, that works pretty well. What's it dobře?
No.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. It's not exactly fast, but then again, it's not exactly slow. You really feel like you're piloting a car that has a lot of weight behind you, because it does have a lot of weight behind you. Now, you might be wondering why you'd have a button to start the Tatra from the back. Well, imagine if you're a communist bigwig and you're sitting in the back of the car and something goes wrong with this engine. You don't want to be up there having to go to the driver's seat and actually steering the car. No, if you're the chauffeur and you fixed it, you can just hit the button back here and never bother who's ever in the back seat. Oops. Oh, he turned it off. Hold on. He turned it back on. Apparently the key has to be in the on position. Here we go. Starts right up. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's 2. What are we going to do when he's not shifting for me and I'm actually driving the thing myself? Go around the roundabout. Oh, we went the wrong way. We went some narrow road, of course. The first time driving the Tatra, and I just took it down a narrow road. Okay, like 3, I think.
Nahoru, v sobě.
There we go. There's 3. Just found 3rd gear. It drives really well, actually. I was surprised. I thought it would be much trickier than this. It's actually really good. Okay, here we go around a turn. Hopefully there's no snap oversteer with all that weight behind the rear wheels. So one of the unique things about a Tatra is you can start it with a crank. So the owner here, Mr. Bushik, is going to demonstrate that right now. That's a 1968 car that was just started with the hand crank. That's incredible. Let me show you guys the interior of this car. It's pretty cool looking. Look at all that. Speedometer works. There are all the controls. These are the controls. Those are the controls to cool the engine. I don't know what these do. Co jsou tyhle?
To je potenciometr na osvětlení, tachometr tam nějak ten jeden čudlik, ten jeden je na sytič.
Yeah. Choke? Sytič?
No,
one of those is a choke. And the third one, he's not sure what it does.
Já myslím, že mlhovka možná.
He thinks it's the fog lights. So we'll find out. Here are my initial impressions. It's really cool. It's like being a time capsule, of course, a communist time capsule at that. But it is amazing how fun it is to drive a car that represented the pinnacle of this country's automotive expertise at the time it was built. The steering wheel is very, very thin. Today, it would seem enormous. There's, of course, a pervasive smell of gasoline, but that is pretty common with all old cars. But everything works. It's amazing that for a car that's 45 years old, and that looks so unusual, that everything in this thing is actually put together pretty well. It feels like it's very heavy, very massive. So we have disc brakes in the front and in the back, which is very unusual indeed. Uh-oh.
Což teda jakoby není výhodou pro starší auta, protože se to špatně schání jakoby na ty popravy.
Dobře, takhle. Okay. There we go. To je první. Second gear and reverse are very close to each other, so you gotta be very careful with this. So this is going to be quite the adventure, I can already tell, and it's actually quite daunting because getting this all the way to California. Getting this to California, it's going to be quite the trick. Well, there you have it. When I first saw this Tatra 603 on the internet advertised, I thought it was after a complete renovation, complete body off renovation. In fact, this is much more of a driver. So now the task is to get this driver from here all the way to the other side of the world, Pebble Beach. And that's going to be quite the epic adventure. First of all, I want to thank all of you guys who've donated to help this car get to Pebble Beach. Without you, this would not be possible, so thank you very much. Secondly, I want to say, if you're a sponsor and you want to sponsor this, are you a tire company perhaps? Perhaps this is something that might be in your neck of the woods. We would love to get you on board, so when we actually do drive this across Europe and all the way to Pebble Beach, your name can be right on the front of this car. Help us make this journey. And thirdly, it's going to be quite difficult trying to figure out how to get this car into drivable shape across 2 continents. And that is where the fun lies, I'm hoping. But before then, I have to figure out how to get that engine running and how to get this thing so that it can make that long drive. As always, thank you for watching and thank you for making this journey possible. This is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane car at the start of an epic adventure. Ciao. Okay, let's try again. A jednička.
Od sebe dopředu.
No, dáme jednička.
Trojka.
Okay, hold on.
Teď.
Okay. I still have to figure this out. Ooh.
A to dvojku lehce, mělo by vám to jít. No.
Okay, I just got two in.
Perfect, no.
Not self-canceling headlights. I do like how they...
Trojka k sobě nahoru.
To me? Ke
K sobě
mně?
lehce, no. Musíte vždycky jako tou rukou ze spoda si tak jako, no.
Yeah, you got three, yeah.
Dvě. A jednička jako, vždycky tu ruku takhle na takhle, víš.
It's like this. It's like if you had the tree on the side, yeah.
Trojka pěkně tak jako a čtyřka, že to máte k sobě dláň a tu jedničku jako od sebe, že jo.
A neutral je dolů, jo?
Prosím?
Neutral je dolů jenom teďka.
No, neutral je dolů.
Jo.